For me, the process of admitting that I had an eating disorder begun with really listening to the lived experience of other people who had an eating disorder and recovered. That really allowed me to feel less alone in my experience, to see that they had experienced some of the same behaviours that I had, and some of the same fears and hesitations about admitting they had an eating disorder, and reaching out to others, helped me to feel less alone and to know that it was okay to feel that way, and that I could feel that way and I could reach out anyways. The next step involved opening up to my partner, which was absolutely terrifying. I had only just admitted it to myself, so actually speaking the words and telling someone else that I had an eating disorder was so scary. It took me about a month to actually tell him. I kept trying to speak the words and I just couldn't get them out. I would tell him, I have something to tell you, to try and hold myself accountable, but then that didn't help. And eventually he thought I was going to break up with him. And so I needed to tell him, but I just couldn't. So I decided to write it down and ask him to read it. And for me, that was a really great strategy. After he read it, we spoke about it, and he helped me to reach out for professional support. Down the track, I started to open up to some of my friends, and I did this gradually, with one friend at a time. And honestly, the more people I told, the easier it became. If you had told me in the midst of my eating disorder that I would be working in the eating disorder space and using my lived experience to support others in their recovery journey, I would have never believed you. I couldn't even admit to myself that I had an eating disorder. How could I be supporting others? So that just goes to show you that change is absolutely possible.